Almost every single time I have the pleasure and the privilege of being inside of a Minneapolis public school building, I end up leaving awed by some magic, some miracle, some educator, some child, some principal just doing beautiful things. And I'm so excited to share with you today a recent visit that I had. I was walking out into the playground and I noticed this person playing with children, Coach Marshall playing with children. But it was more than that. What I noticed, even deeper than that, were that there were some shifts and some sharing of responsibility from the adult to the children. I walked over, introduced myself, and Coach Marshall said, "I'm from Playworks. We come and we play with the kids at recess. We teach them skills. And I'll introduce you to some of my junior coaches." That's when I got to learn about how Playworks teaches children, guides children, plays with children, and they learn all kinds of skills along the way, learning how to solve conflict, learning how to work together, learning different things at home. Recess isn't necessarily always a fun time. Sometimes our children need a little bit of guidance toward getting into fun, or they need a little bit of support in playing games. And that's what I think the magic of Playworks is. And, really, when we were talking about the reason this principal invited Playworks into the school, it was because she noticed so many of our kiddos were having a hard time at what could be one of the fun times of the day. And what I saw that day on the playground with Coach Marshall and his junior coaches was so much fun. And I can't wait for you today to get to meet one of those junior coaches, to get to meet and listen to Coach Marshall, to learn more about the magic that is Playworks today on Belonging in Classrooms. Hi, welcome Playworks. I'm so glad you're all on the podcast. Alondra, how are you today?
I'm good.
Coach Marshall?
Awesome.
Coach T on the end?
I'm wonderful.
Good. Okay, so can you just start by telling us a little bit about Playworks?
Absolutely. Playworks is a nonprofit that's been around for around 27 years, right? And our mission and vision is to bring out the best in every kid through play, right? We understand that play has a lot of positive benefits in the classroom, a lot of positive benefits for students in their communities, in their homes, right? And so what we want to do is we want to use play as a potent avenue to achieve social-emotional learning for students, if that makes sense. So we do that in a couple of different ways. We partners with schools like Nellie Stone Johnson, like Ascension Catholic School. We partner with them to essentially bring to them our best practices, and so they can create and curate a culture of play within their school day, right? So we do that by, teaching directly to the adults and staff that are there. We go out at recess. Coach Marshall, as you've been able to see at recess, is going out, teaching games, engaging students, getting the adults to be as involved as possible. We have what we call community learning times. It's a 30-minute lesson where we learn these skills through play. And then we have the Junior Coach Leadership Program, with students, fifth grade students can get the skills, right, the coach skills, and then they can go out to their younger peers and kind of be drivers of their own culture that way, right? So positivity, play, games, inclusion, everything. So
Coaching,
exactly.
I love it. Okay, Coach Marshall, tell me, why did you choose this job?
The reason why I chose it, I think I fell in love with Playworks when they came to a school that I was working at prior to Playworks. I was working at Valentine Hills, and I got to work very closely with their staff because I was a recess staff member. So, and I was already playing with kids, but to have the tools and to have the understanding of what it was that I was actually bringing, I knew that I was creating change, but I didn't understand it fully until those Playworkers like brought it home for me. And
Okay,
that was
so
pretty awesome.
you're helping on the playground. You're just doing things, and you're like, okay, I know that I'm playing, but there could be something more here. And then Playworks comes along. And what did they teach you that helped you really see, like, oh wait, there's more to this?
Oh, tons of skills. They do an opening closing for recess. a lot of the rules, like following rules, making games structured. Like we have a recycle line where kids never feel like they're out because you could just get back in that. You could just get back in that crooked arrow line and have a blast. You know.
Yes.
Yep, so.
Because sometimes, that can be tough to negotiate for kids, and then playgrounds aren't as fun. So giving some of them those tools.
And also, I'm glad that you hit on that. We use a lot of rock, paper, scissors at Playworks.
Why?
To discuss or to handle our disputes. Like if we feel like the ball hit the line, okay, let's rock, paper, scissors.
I love that.
So we have a lot of different ways that we engage with the youth. High fives. Create a lot of positive attitudes, and then a lot of just bringing a lot of opportunities for like kids to just play together who usually don't play together, So I fell in love with Playworks like soon as like I started like seeing what they were doing and what they were bringing to the table, and then I started mimicking and trying to do what they were doing. I had a great coach, Coach JP, and he was showing me like all type of stuff, and then Coach Haley came along and I just built it and kept on going with my tools. And then at the end, I was like, man, I want to work for Playworks. And the opportunity came, and it was awesome.
And that's how we met. I saw you on the playground making it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If Coach Marshall was here one day a week, right, and he can get this out of my students, what can I do?
100%.
From Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when he's not here? You know what I mean? To do the same.
And he's speaking as a play worker right now, just so you know. Like, he's speaking from his own experience as well. Like, he's speaking for me, but he's also speaking because this guy is awesome as well, and he brings that same passion that I bring. And what he really I think what you're really trying to get at is that we're game changers. And they're, unapologetically.
Mic drop.
Unapologetically, we're game changers. We come into schools and we change the game.
And I think it's part of the nature of kind of what we do too, because I think we've curated school to be a certain way, right? And the thing that I say a lot, and you could probably agree with this, we treat children like small adults at times and not children. And we think of play in general as like the antithesis to work.
Oh my goodness!
When in reality, play is an intrinsic motivator, not just for kids, but people in general.
That's right.
And so when you're able to like engage people in a human manner, in like the ultimate human manner,
which is play,
you everyone brings their best selves because it's impossible not to.
So it's those rules that you're like what he's saying is like, we can't get to the game unless we're all listening. We can't, you know what I mean? We're not going to be able to move forward if I have to keep on doing these attention getters, which is like, like a class, and then everybody's like, yes. The more we say, the more I have to redirect you, and then we also try to emphasize like, this is what your teacher is doing when you guys are not listening, you know what I mean? And they have to hit you with a class, or if you can hear my voice, clap one time. If the teachers have to do that means that you guys are wasting value. So I try to let them feel that. I want them to, before we can even start playing, I need for everybody to be listening. I need for us to have respect for the speaker. I do one mic, all type of they're just learning so much before they even can get to what they really want to do is play the game.
That's amazing. Alondra, can you tell us something that you really love about school?
What I love about school is that I can make a lot of friends. The teachers there can make me into a good college.
Yes. And you like art and science. Art and science, because you know what? We think art and science can be very much friends, can't they?
Yes.
And so tell me, what does it mean to you to be I heard you're a junior coach. What does that mean?
A junior coach for me means that I can play with little kids, teach them things.
Really?
Teach them new games.
You don't just go out for when it's 5th grade recess, you go to a different grade and help them play?
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of responsibility. Okay, so what do you teach them?
I teach them games.
How do you learn the games?
I learned it by Coach Marshall.
Okay, so Coach Marshall teaches you the games, and then you teach the games to the littler kiddos?
Yes.
And do they think you're amazing? Do they look at you like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be that big?
I don't know.
And what's the thing that you like about being out there with the little kiddos?
It's really fun.
And sometimes do they get into conflicts?
Sometimes a lot they do.
What do you do? How do you help them
I
with
tell
it?
an adult or break up the fight that they sometimes get in.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of responsibility. Do you think that you understand recess games better now since you understand how to coach? You do? I love that. And like, is there any part about it that you're like, oh, I can't wait till I can do this?
Teach my younger peers
Oh.
new games so they can pass it on to their younger peers.
Do you ever take those games home and play them in the neighborhood?
Sometimes.
That's pretty neat because sometimes it's not fun when you're at home and you're bored, right? But if you know a game, everybody can play. And then if you know how to, do you rock, paper, scissors it out with your kiddos? Not really? No? Okay. I like to hear it. Okay, so then I'm going to come back to you, Coach T. What qualities do you look for when you're thinking about a junior coach? I could kick it to either one of you.
I want Coach Marshall to take this.
Okay,
I think he has a very interesting.
How'd you come up with Alondra as a junior coach? What you looking for?
Specifically at Nellie Stone, I did things a little differently. I was looking for I was kind of looking for the kids that are not usually leaders in the most positive way, but they're leaders in a different way. And I was trying to pull that positivity out of the school, as well as taking kids like Alondra too, who are great. She's just awesome. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I wanted to mix that group together and see what we could become. So
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for. I was just looking for a mixture of all type of kiddos that I could just work with and try to build up. And some kids that are quiet. I have some kids that are high behavior. I have some kids that are in smaller class settings, but they do well at Playworks. We also have just like, scholars like Alondra, who are just great kids.
Just a natural leader.
There you go.
All the kids are great.
Yeah.
Kids.
All the
you
kids.
know.
Kids, I always think leaders are going to lead.
Yeah.
They're either going to lead away from you or with you.
Yeah.
But they're going to lead.
Yeah.
So if you can tap into that lead, I myself happen to have been a leader. I don't know if you can catch that, but I like to be in charge of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me this. Sometimes kids don't know how to set up games that are going to be fun for everyone. So how do you decide what play is going to work for which kids?
We honestly we as the junior coaches, we meet every morning.
Wait,
So-
you meet with the junior coaches?
Every morning, once a week. So I'm at a school once a week. We meet at Nellie Stone specifically. We meet every week on Wednesdays, where we go over what's going on at the playground. We go over the new games of the month. We also go over
Wow.
issues if we've seen kids getting bullied. We try to talk to kids who don't have friends to make them feel like they're a part of us. Things like that. So.
Is that something you get to help with? Do you notice when kiddos need a little help being invited into the game?
I invite them to play with us.
You do? Is that part of being a coach?
Yes.
Wow. And what is that usually like? Do they usually try, or are they nervous sometimes?
They're nervous.
And then what do you say when they're nervous?
I tell them it's okay, you can play with us.
Oh, you're learning some skills that lots of grown-ups don't have yet in Playworks. Do you know that? How to be inclusive and make sure everybody gets involved. And then once you can teach a game, you know what I know? Then you really understand it. Because you have to really...
Because then it's just going to stay stuck in your memory for a long time.
I totally agree with that. You just gave me goosebumps when you said that. It's so wise. I love that. Can I ask you one more question? Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite memory of your school?
I do. It's my favorite memory from school is once in 4th grade. If you read 200 books, you get a free trip to go to Valley Fair.
Ooh. Whoa! And wait? I don't even need to ask. I know you read 200 books. And what was your favorite ride at Valley Fair?
What's it called again? The white roller coaster. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, I know which one. The one that's really bumpy.
Yes.
Oh, you liked the bumpy. I don't like that one. You won't like it someday when you're older, but you can getting knocked around a little bit like that when you're young. It's pretty fun. So that was a pretty big reward going to Valley Fair. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's incredible. I thank you for sharing that. So what do you wish everybody knew about your junior coaches?
That they're awesome kids. I think that every kid in the right situation can thrive.
Oh.
And I see that a lot, from my junior coaches. We have setbacks, but they also have places where they moving forward, and it's encouraging. Like when I hear like the principal say, "Hey, he had a great week last week," or "Hey, she was awesome this week." You know what I mean? It's like,
yes.
So it's cool to hear those stories as well. Because we as people, we're still growing, we're still learning.
Yeah.
And I just want to see them just try. Just try. Just try your best. Just be the best you.
I think that was the thing that impacted me the most when we were talking. I walked out to the playground and I was like, wait, what's going on here? And you said, I'm out here to make sure every kiddo has a successful recess, even if they aren't necessarily out here initially to think they're going to have a successful
100%,
recess.
100%.
Right? Yeah. You want to develop in some of those kiddos the things that you needed to have developed in you.
100%.
That's awesome.
100%. And that's why Playworks is so awesome. Like having this organization in your school, like it takes down bullying. It brings up attendance. Kids are excited when they see Playworks, like they go crazy. Yes. You can't even count how many high fives or how many hugs you get. You feel horrible because you don't know everybody's name. Like everybody knows who you are. You're like a rock star. You know? Like you show up and like the music's in your head. You're like, yeah, that's right. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Coach T, anything else that you want to say about Playworks or like your experience or just, anything else you want to get out on the mic?
What's so cool about Playworks, if you can get great people like Coach Marshall,
yes,
who really care about bringing the best out of every kid,
Yeah.
And so that's really what I love about Playworks. You get to meet so many people like Coach Marshall. You get to meet so many fantastic junior coaches who are going to grow up to do fantastic things when they get older. So it's a wonderful thing.
She's going to be an artist, scientist, nail tech, children's book illustrator.
Man, I'm ready.
Right?
I'm ready.
And she's going to learn all of the things she needs from Playworks and Nellie Stone Johnson. They're going to get you ready for the life you want to lead, aren't they? Mm-hmm. What do you have? Any last things you want to say?
No.
No? Are you sure? Okay. Well, I am so grateful to all of you for taking the time out of your day to come and talk about your work. Thanks for taking the risk. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being who you are in the world.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.